The name Musashi was a Japanese samurai, and he was the first person to develop this two-sword fighting technique, really complicated. And initially we thought that's what this route was all about, because we're just up there flipping the swords around. But the name became more apt when first Ben split his finger open massively, took like 6 or 7 stitches to close it up with his ice tool. And then another friend of mine, Robert Jasper, was here climbing, and he stuck his heel spur basically straight through this part of his hand. You could see it on the other side. And when he pulled it out, he bled everywhere. You can still see the blood here. So the name became a little more apt. People were definitely getting involved with the swords. We've been working on this route off and on for 5 months. I did it just before we left for Europe for the World Cup. And I was so amazed to have climbed it. You know, when we first got here and looked at it, it was like, no way. And to actually pull over the lip up there, it was just like, whoa, what
am I doing here?
Yeah, a huge paradigm shift. I couldn't believe that I was out there. I've climbed pretty much every hard route in Europe, and this is quite a lot harder than anything else probably in the world. Like, I'm psyched to be out here today with Ben. You know, he may or may not get it today, but
I will get it.
You will get it.
I personally guarantee that.
Got you good.
In the Canadian Rockies, what better thing to do? You look all around and there's ice and rock all over the place. There's no better way of going out climbing than doing both mediums.
Good, Dad.
I mean, mixed climbing, it uses everything. We're out in the Alpine right now. We're ice climbing, we're sport climbing, we're rock climbing.
We're social climbing.
Yeah, we're having a good time. A friend of mine had told me about this cave in the ice fields, and he mentioned that there was a huge roof, so I came out, checked it out, and I was instantly impressed. Obviously, it's massive.
Good. Super good.
At the point in time, I was looking for something that was impossible. Every mixed climb I ever heard about, anybody ever bolted something or tried a line, the line was getting done, and I wanted to push it as far as it could go, like see what is impossible for mixed climbing. And so I bolted halfway up the wall, and then we started coming back November to try it out. And the way we were climbing this thing in the beginning is nothing like what we're doing now. And I think we've both gone through this evolution over 4 months. What we're doing now is completely different, and we're probably 2x, 3 times as strong as we've ever. I mean, what we perceived is possible as well. Like, we first got on this thing and just like, this is sick. What are we even doing here? And
like, yeah, we couldn't do more than 1 or 2 moves in a row when we first tried this thing. It was like, I almost quit. I was like, this is a waste of time, Ben. Let's go do something sane.
No. Let's go back up there one more time.
Yeah. Then we'd head back up here and then digest it for a bit and come back out again.
And then good on him. Like, day before we're leaving for the World Cup, sends it. It was inspirational for sure.
Come on, Ben. Yeah. Solid. Oh, man. See what happened? Yeah, that sucked. Good effort, man.
What happened?
He broke a piece of ice off right at the lip, like the last place you could possibly fall, and fell, unfortunately.
Is there a tool still up there?
That was your warm-up burn, man. You had this thing fully dialed, man. I was totally surprised.
It's not just that piece of ice I tore off landed right on my chest, and I'm trying to pull up, and there's a good 20-pound chunk sitting on there.
It's good effort, man.
I mean, it's ironic that I did all that shit and then fell off the ice.
Well, you didn't fall off the ice. The ice fell off
broke.
you.
Yeah, fell onto me.
Yep.
That's the thing with mixed climbing, eh? It's not, just because you're strong doesn't guarantee that you always keep on working and being smart where you put your picks.
I think 5 years ago I put up the first M9 in the world, and everybody said we were nuts. We'd be climbing on this thing, and people would come up and just laugh at us, eh? They just thought what we were doing was silly. And now it's quite popular. There's all kinds of people out doing it. Holy shit.
Go on. Nice, Will.
That's a good move now.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Like it. But back then there was no X Games or sponsor dollars or anything like that. We were just out there doing it for grins and giggles.
I mean, we're doing that now, too.
No, I guess not much has really changed. Just now you can get free gear. Yeehaw! Oh, check it out! I got a tow hook on at the same time, eh? This is getting really silly. I fully hung off my foot, eh? So this is a tool that I built for the World Cup a couple years ago, and I'm still climbing on it. Basically, it's got a nice place to put your hand, very solid, and then it's got another place where you can match hands above it. It's covered in grip tape, so you can grab it about anywhere. And just like a normal ice tool, basically. There's been a few different design issues after that. That's a big advance, but this right here is probably, in some ways, an even bigger advance. It's just a crampon bolted right onto a boot and stripped down to front points and a wicked heel spur. So you can basically hang upside down by your heels almost anywhere and get a rest. But it makes climbing, like, I've always wanted to be a monkey, and basically this makes climbing pretty monkey-like, because you could use your heels as a hand. You know, you can just put them anywhere and pull. It's also more fun, a lot more upside down heel hooking and dynamic movement, and I mean, you saw what's going on, it's crazy. Pretty cool. The evolution for the leashless tool, like no leash on this, came out of the World Cup. They basically banned leashes in the World Cup to make the climbing harder. And since then it's evolved into something where it's pretty much the same as climbing with leashes. The gear is good enough now. But it is aid climbing. I mean, I look at this as sort of like really gymnastic, complicated, incredibly entertaining aid climbing. I don't think you can really classify it, and that's kind of the beauty. There aren't any rules. Like, most of these sports have all these complicated rules. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that. But with mixed climbing, you can just do whatever comes naturally. Or unnaturally, as the case may be.
After I finish this, I think it's time to start really filtering it into alpine and, you know, bigger mountains and stuff like that. And we've tried it already.
That's such a good fall. I think mixed climbing really began with Jeff Lowe and a few other people down in the States applying hard rock climbing skill to get to icicles, just to reach icicles that never formed. And now it's become a game in its own right, and it's evolved a lot in the last 6 years since I started playing it. You know, it's nice to come back here with Ben, because we started work on this together and we didn't even have the last bolts in or anything, and he was the one who saw the line. And he showed it to me and we got to work on it together. And it's pretty cool, like, to come back out here with him now and see him trying to red point it. It's I don't know, it's exciting, man. It's been a good project with you, you know? It's been a really, like, it's made my year for sure. You know, I told him that anytime he wanted to come out, I'd give him a belay, and here I am. Get up the thing. I'm not coming out here again. You gotta do it today. If you're just going alpine climbing, all you need is like cliff shots and water. But if you want to climb really hard, take it to the limit, take it to the next level, then you need some real quality food, like this kind of stuff. That'll get it done. Good, Ben. Turn it up now. One thing about like the evolution of this route and this style of climbing, I think for me it began 5 years ago or 6 years ago on Amphibian in Colorado. And that was the start of a chapter in my climbing. And this route feels like the end of the chapter in my climbing. I don't know what I'm going to do after this. It seems like a logical place to bracket an era for me. And I'm pretty excited about many of the younger guys like Ben and other people who are getting into it. I think they'll take the next leap.
Oh, yeah. Woo!
I've had my good go at it, so.
The next leap's going to be something completely different.
And cool.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be really cool.
Nice one.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
I can't believe I fucking did it.
Yeah!
So much effort.
So much effort.
It feels so good just to release.
Good job. Awesome. Good to be here with you, you know? It's fucking cool. Yeah!